Gemini and Gemini risings, welcome to your full moon and Scorpio reading. And we are going to be using a special deck today, the Rosewood Tarot Day and Night decks. If you want one of these decks for yourself and you want to support an independent artist, then make sure to click the links down below. And with that said, let's shuffle and see what kind of shadow work would be good for this full moon in Scorpio as it is hitting our sixth house. And I say ours because even though I'm a Taurus rising, I'm very late degree, so it's actually coming up in my sixth house on this full moon, which is a lot about your vocation, your day-to-day work, and habits, while the sun is in our 12th house. So these 6th and 12th houses right now that are getting triggered have a lot to do with healing and service. This contrast between the mundane world and the spiritual world, right? The 3D versus the 5D. But I do get a worky work kind of dynamic for you because, you know, Mars is going through our 10th house right now. So a lot of you are working on your career, your legacy, generational wealth, your public reputation, your status, you know, financial security issues perhaps. But it looks like you are dealing with some challenges with things going on in the world at large right now. Maybe, yeah, friend groups, social networks, and just beliefs. Things that are going on with the collective that are challenging your beliefs, or what is required of you to get expansion out in the world at large. So let's see what shadow work. Phoenix rising. Love it. So I'm hearing overcoming. I'm hearing overcoming, healing. Oh yeah, we'll find out more about this healing. But I told you 6th and 12th houses have so much to do with healing the physical body, 6th house, versus the spiritual body, 12th house. So right now the sun is really highlighting you doing a lot of spiritual work, I think. But with this lunar energy in Scorpio, you may be having to release something that you are doing with your physical health on a day-to-day, maybe eating habits, routines. Side note, I have been like, really, like, let me tell you, I've had some physical problems over the last year and a half that have gotten in the way of me doing, you know, a good workout regimen on the daily. And so I've started really changing up my workout routine and kicking it up a few notches and learning more about hacking your metabolism, because I'm overcoming that, right? Like we're gonna come out of that, all right? So you take this how it applies. It will be different for different people, and some of you it'll be all the above. That in this physical healing, you're doing emotional, spiritual healing as well. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Your situation, Dream of Earth, it might be getting, you know, some new opportunity, possibly involving money, okay? Might have to do with an offer, a financial offer. Usually that's a really good omen that some good money news is coming in. And if it's not about money, it's a solid offer, something that you can trust in. It might not be much. It might be a small start, but it's something that you can, I'm getting like something like it starts out like a seedling, okay? Something that if you grow and nurture it, right, you can grow it into something a lot more, okay? Like one seed can become hundreds, then thousands, then millions of seeds, right? If you tend to it and you take care of it and nurture growth, okay? So you have some kind of opportunity here. And if it's not having to do with money or resources, it has to do with something that you value. So the obstacle here seems to be, there's a lot of responsibility and heaviness, okay? And with the 3 of air, it looks like, yikes, you or someone else may be trying to cut themselves off from this, trying to separate from heaviness, responsibility. Others of you, you know, it's almost like I'm getting a rough vibe, like you're left here holding this, like I'm hearing holding the bag, okay? Because somebody here was disloyal, somebody broke your heart, somebody, I'm not getting a good vibe off of that. This is very painful, okay? This is a lot of heavy pain has been blocking you, and probably why I'm getting a very platonic death rebirth cycle, okay? That some of you have been through some heavy pain that is brought about catharsis, okay? Deep, intense catharsis. And it appears as though in the outcome, you have Queen of Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, 8 of Water, Wisdom of Water, which is King of Water, Keeper of Water. You got a couple here, a very loving couple, 8 of Fire. I mean, let me sit with that. That was a lot. I mean, that's really a lot. I'm getting a couple here. There's going to be rapid progress. They could share water sign placements. They could be water signs or both have prominent water sign placements. Regardless of zodiac, I'm getting a masculine and feminine energy who is really connecting on an emotional, empathic, spiritual level and traveling for some of you. But I'm getting a lot of rapid progress and movement. 2-8, sweet Jesus. That's change, transformation. Yet again, going back to that Phoenix rising. And part of it is I'm getting again a lot of travel. Somebody's literally moving on from something, walking away from something. And it could be water, it could be Queen of Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, moving on towards a partnership that is more loving, empathic, has more of a spiritual connection, and you're able to actually get some progress. That's actually pretty lovely, actually, the more I sit with it, okay? So I do feel like there's something unfulfilled here. And regardless of signs, someone in the mix here knows that they know logically, I have to move on towards something that is like a loving union, a spirit-led union, that is going to actually give me the reciprocation on an emotional, spiritual level that moves me forward. I do feel like you're going to be making some kind of progress. It's actually lovely, okay? But right now, maybe you're not feeling it. Virgo might be relevant, but with the Hermit card, either you're pulling back and trying to just sit with spirit and get counsel within yourself about this, be spirit-led, or you might be talking to somebody and getting advice. It looks like some of you are single right now. So if you are single and you're feeling very cut off and alone because you've been dealing with people who didn't prioritize you or left you holding the bag with responsibilities that have blocked you from moving on from stuff in the past, I do feel like in the outcome, you're going to make a logical, wise decision to go towards a union that progresses you in a really positive way. But right now, it does look like, again, you are dealing with some burdens and probably not real happy about it. Who would be? And it might have to do with your career and investments you've made in your career. You might be really displeased with somebody putting in a lot of work here. I'm getting 10 of air twice in this, but maybe you have to end something and it's making you angry because 2 10s, 2 8s, the end, change, rebirth. Okay. Some of you invested, you took on a lot of burden, a lot of responsibility, and for a long time, but it looks like you will have a new opportunity coming in. And again, looks like you may pull back a bit to make a decision about where to go from here. What decision does Gemini rising need to make? I just saw that security and reciprocation, respect for tradition, preservation of time-honored customs. Another 10, okay? All right, those just flipped. Self-direction, curiosity, self-indulgence, an exciting life. I think some of you are actually going to try to lift the load, the burden, the heaviness, and do something a little bit more fun, okay? In contrast to all the heaviness that I saw in this spread. Because, I mean, listen, with the 8s and the platonic vibe and the 10s and then the 3 of swords, sweet Jesus, I mean, you need to have some fun in your life. You need to infuse, and that would be a way of breathing life into something that frankly looks dead, if I can be honest with you, if I can just be blunt with you, okay? Some of you need to make a choice that is going to bring some light into this, that is going to allow you to break free of whatever has been heavy, that is going to allow you to have happiness that you are pursuing, that is maybe going to bring about some kind of exciting change in your life, but at the same time, it's not going to be too disruptive that would take you off your course, okay? Because with that tradition card, I'm getting don't get too crazy, right? You can have it your way, but don't get too crazy, it's not Burger King. You can have it your way, but don't get crazy. All right. Ooh, you got some flying cards here. The energy is gaining momentum. I told you with those 8s. Oh my goodness. Be bold and make the first move. You're very close to achieving your goal. Have faith in your dreams and balance spirituality with practicality. Heck, that is so 6th and 12th house. I really think that's really what this is all about here for the most part. All right. I hope that helped. Be blessed.